Students, welcome to physics class. I am Rohini Chogle. Already we are dealing with the integral transform. In that Fourier transform we are starting. Okay. So in your first class I discussed about the definition and Fourier sine and cosine transform. And in second class I discussed about the properties. See here, in first class I forgotten to mention that there is one note. In my notes I mentioned that notes. I mentioned that note, but in my video I forgotten. So first we start that remark. Okay, see the remark. Remark. So what is that? See, already we know the definition of Fourier transform, that is g of omega, that is what? 1 by root 2 pi integration from minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e raised to minus I omega t into dt. It is what? Fourier transform of g of omega. Okay. So some authors, what they did, they used instead of 1 by root 2 pi, they used directly Fourier transform of f of t, that is g of omega integration from minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e raised to minus I omega t into dt. See students, this is also the definition of Fourier transform. I used this because in the problems I solved the problems only this definition. So that's why I told this one first. In exam also you have to write this. But just remember, this is also known as the Fourier transform. And also I discussed about the infinite Fourier sine and cosine transform. So infinite Fourier sine transform is what? See, infinite Fourier, that is fs of omega I wrote. That is what? Root 2 by pi integration from 0 to infinity. Sine means what? fs of t sine omega t into dt. This is what? Infinite Fourier sine transform. So using this definition Fourier transform, infinite Fourier sine transform also be denoted as, see, fs of omega, so excluding this root 2 by pi. Okay, they indicated this as a constant. So this is minus infinity. So minus infinity to plus infinity f of t sine omega t into dt. Okay, so this is also Fourier sine transform. This is also Fourier sine transform. Now Fourier cosine transform, that is what? See here, already I solved. This is Fourier sine transform in your first class only. Okay, so Fourier cosine transform is integration from minus infinity to plus infinity root 2 by pi fc of t means Fourier cosine of t cos omega t into dt. This is what? Fourier cosine transform. So using this definition, Fourier cosine transform may be indicated as fc of omega, that is equals to minus integration from infinity to plus infinity fc of t cos omega t into dt. This is what? Fourier sine transform. This is Fourier cosine transform. And inverse of this. So inverse of this is what? f of t, that is equals to 2 by pi integration from 0 to infinity fs of omega sine omega t into dt. This is what? Inverse Fourier sine transform. Okay, now inverse Fourier cosine transform, that is f of t 2 by pi integration from 0 to infinity fc of omega cos omega t into dt. This is what? Inverse Fourier cosine transform. See here, this is the definition. We can write this definition, this also. Fourier sine transform means what? 1 by root 2 pi they are neglecting because they treated this as a constant term. Okay, see, and also one show that problem is there in your textbook. Okay, so here that is indicated as a property also. So treat it as a fourth property. That is what? Show that Fs of f of t sine 80 that is equals to 1 by 2 Fs of omega minus a minus Fc of omega plus a. Okay, see here, we have to prove this one. Okay, for proving this, see the solution of this. Fs of Fourier sine of f of t sine 80. See here, sine 80 means what? This is infinite Fourier sine transform. So that's why integration from 0 to infinity f of t sine omega t. Sine omega t means Fourier sine transform. They are mentioned sine 80. So this is sine 80. Clear? Fs means Fourier sine transform. So f of t sine omega t is a Fourier sine transform, means Fs f of t. Sine 80 is given now. So this is sine 80 into dt. Now this becomes 1 by 2 integration from 0 to infinity f of t. Here sine a sine b. The formula is 1 by 2 cos a minus b. A means omega, b means a. Omega minus a into t minus cos a plus b. Omega plus a t into dt. Isn't it? Now see here. Fs of f of t sine 80. That is what? 1 by 2 integration from 0 to infinity f of t cos omega minus a into t dt. Apply separately. Minus integration from 0 to infinity f of t cos omega plus a t into dt. Clear? Now see here. This means what? Fs of f of t sine 80 that is equals to 1 by 2 as it is. So this is Fc of here. Omega cos omega minus a. Sir, cos omega t, that is what? Fc of omega. So instead of omega, omega minus a is there, means Fc of omega minus a. Similarly, minus Fc of omega plus a. Clear? So this is the proof of this property. Okay. Now we shall move towards the Fourier transform of a derivative. In previous class, I discussed about the derivative of Fourier transform. So in this class, I want to discuss about the Fourier transform of derivative. What that is? Fourier transform of derivative. So see, these are the derivations, means derivative of Fourier transform. The derivative of Fourier transform is different and Fourier transform of derivative is different. Okay, so see here, let f1 of omega, means g of omega, now I am indicating as f1 of omega be the if you are confusing, means in definition I am using g of omega, so take this is a g of omega, means g1 of omega be the Fourier transform of the first derivative. Fourier transform of the first derivative of function. First derivative of the function f of t. Then g1 of omega may be indicated as g1 of omega, that is means definition of Fourier transform g of omega. This is the first derivative, so that's why I am using g1 of omega, that is 1 by root 2 pi integration from minus infinity to plus infinity. Instead of f of t, this is derivative, so df by dt e raised to minus I omega t into dt. Okay, now integrating by parts. Already you all are familiar with integrating by parts. Okay, this chapter whole depends on only differentiation and integrating. Okay, integrating by parts, we get, so integrating by parts we get g1 of omega, that is equals to 1 by root 2 pi as it is e raised to minus I omega t. Okay, e raised to minus I omega t as it is. So integration of df by dt is f of t. Okay, f of t, this is completed, minus infinity to plus infinity. Next minus integration from minus infinity to plus infinity. This term as it is means f of t as it is. So differentiation of e raised to minus I omega t, that is e raised to minus I omega t. So differentiation of this is minus I omega, that is dt. Okay, with respect to t, that is. Now see, 1 by root 2 pi, this is what, e raised to minus I omega t. This is f of t, minus infinity to plus infinity, minus into minus plus, so this is I omega divided by root 2 pi integration from minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e raised to minus I omega t into dt. Okay, now see, 1 by root 2 pi e raised to minus I omega t f of minus I omega t f of t minus infinity to plus infinity plus here I omega 1 by root 2 pi integration from minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e raised to minus I omega t dt, that is nothing but Fourier transform of f of t, means g of omega. Okay, so consider this as expression number 2. So this is expression number 1. Okay, now see here, where g of omega is the Fourier transform of f of t. Now as t tends to infinity, then e raised to minus I omega t, e raised to infinity is nothing but 0. Okay, and at t tends to infinity, then e raised to minus I omega t tends to infinity. Okay, so apply this condition. Therefore, for the limit to exist, the function f of t should be well behaved function such that f of t must decrease to 0 as t tends to infinity at a much faster rate than at which e raised to minus I omega t leads to infinity. Then g1 of omega, that is equals to I omega g of omega. Consider this as expression number 3. So nothing else is there. G1 of omega means this G1 of omega. I omega, this is I omega. G of omega as it is. So this term becomes 0. Okay. Now that means what? That is only G1 of omega means what? Fourier transform of f of t, that is df by dt. This means this only. means Fourier transform of f of t can be written as g of omega. So just I am rearranging the terms. First you must and should have to perfect the definition, then only you can understand how I wrote this step. I omega Fourier transform of f of t. Consider this as expression number 4. Okay. Now this means what? 1 by root 2 pi integration from minus infinity to plus infinity. This is df by dt e raised to minus I omega t into dt. Means f of t is df by dt. So definition means 1 by root 2 pi e raised to minus I omega t into dt. Here also I omega as it is 1 by root 2 pi integration from minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e raised to minus I omega t into dt. Okay. Now replacing f of t by df by dt in both sides of equation. Okay. So replace now f of tt to df by dt. So that becomes 1 by root 2 pi integration from minus infinity to plus infinity f of t by df by dt. So this df by dt can be written as d2f by dt square e minus I omega t into dt. So here I omega 1 by root 2 pi integration from minus infinity to plus infinity df by dt e raised to minus I omega t into dt. So this becomes what? Now apply again integration df by dt into e raised to minus I omega t. That means what? This term only. So this we will get I omega g of omega. I omega already is there. So this is I omega square g of omega. Okay. This means what? Fourier transform of d2f divided by dt square, that is I omega square Fourier transform of f of t. Okay. Now replacing the process n terms. Replacing that process, the process n times means nth term. So nth term of that is what? 1 by root 2 pi as it is integration from minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is dn of f. So this is dt raised to n. So this is e raised to minus I omega t into dt. So this is I omega raised to n g of omega. Okay.